20 to 9 right now, and Mind Australia, as you've been hearing in the news, and the Haven Foundation will build new residences for people living with significant mental health and wellbeing challenges, with 14 homes to be built in Wodonga. This is one of 8 new developments, part of Homes Victoria $5.3 billion big housing build that will create more than 100 homes and provide high quality long-term housing with support so that residents can work on their mental health recovery while still living a full life. Work's already underway on a back street in the Ballarat suburb of Redan. Builders are busy putting the final touches on what will become home to around 16 people. But what's it like living there? The ABC's Prue Bentley found out.
Look, I suffer from a mental illness, and my illness doesn't want me to go out. It wants me to stay at home and isolate and become even more sick than I need to be.
This time 2 years ago, Ross Tully was not in the best place. For about 20 years, he'd been trying to manage his mental health condition. Sometimes he was okay, but a lot of the time he wasn't, and it wasn't getting any better.
I knew I was suffering, so I knew I had a problem, but I just thought that was my makeup and I just have to deal with it. So I just soldiered through. But I got worse. If you were to graph it, it would be worse and worse and worse as the years went on, until I couldn't do it anymore. And that's when I got some help, and that's when the Haven Foundation opportunity came up. And I said, I need a month to think about it. And they said, no, you haven't got a month. And I said, I need lots of time to think about it. And but honestly, my mind was already made up. I was going to go. But I was scared. Yeah, I was scared. It's like, I had to go and do yoga and meditation and do cooking class and gardening groups and movie nights and all this stuff that I really didn't want to do.
Sounds like a lot for somebody who just wants to stay inside. Yeah.
But now I thoroughly enjoy all that stuff. It's really good. It's just part of my routine now.
The Haven Foundation opportunity Ross is talking about is a supported independent residence. It's built specifically with people who are living with a mental health condition in mind to help them recover and live better. In Ballarat, a similar project is underway.
So we're standing in one of the new Haven units here in Ballarat, which is shaping up really nicely. So these are...
Gill Callister is the CEO of Mind Australia, a community mental health support and service organisation.
They all have as much natural light as possible, which is an important part of your recovery in this area of challenge. All will have their own outdoor areas, so there's both communal outdoor areas but also private outdoor areas, so people can spend time outside, open doors, open windows, that sort of thing. We've co-designed these with people with lived experience of mental ill health and mental health challenges, and we've continued to co-design them. So the first Havens, we've continued to build on design and bring in new ideas. For example, we've got more people these days who want pets than before, so we're thinking about how we make sure that's possible.
In 2021, Victoria's Royal Commission into Mental Health found that demand for mental health support had outstripped the capacity of the system. Among its recommendations were that the Victorian Government allocate 2,000 homes for Victorians living with mental illness in its big housing build, and that those were delivered as supported housing. Mind Australia and its subsidiary, the Haven Foundation, are one of several organisations partnering with the state government to build and staff these projects. 30 more of them are earmarked for development across Victoria, and they'll have more than 200 homes. Gill Callister believes this model, which is built around community, is vital to the health of people with complex and challenging mental health conditions.
We're seeing people really make their own recovery journey, and it doesn't mean people won't necessarily continue to face some challenges, but it means they've got more capacity to respond when there are challenges. They've got more independent living skills. They've rebuilt a lot of relationships with family and other people who are important to them. They've built friendships in the community here at the Haven, and they've built connection to the community.
Gill Callister, CEO of Mind Australia, with that story by the ABC's Prue Bentley. So the government announced $85 million in grants from its Big Build project yesterday to fund the next tranche of mental health supported housing. So over the next few years, those 200 homes will be built in regional Victoria, including in Wodonga.
This is